What's up, everybody? It is the best spot, Kid Smooth, and I am back. We're back with another episode of the Planet Xbox podcast. I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, please.
I mean, you can state which one's doing it first. Do you want us all to talk at the same time?
I mean, you were the one that just talked. Why don't you just introduce yourself?
Yeah. That'd be a lot easier.
What's going on, you guys? It's Gaming Addict here. Back with another episode of Planet Xbox.
That was nice. See, that wasn't too hard.
It seems like it was just so difficult for him to actually go through with that. You know,
because AJ has to be the problem child of the of the show. Like, just to say, oops, I messed up the image there. But let's Dizzy.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dizzy81 back with another episode. Let's get this thing cracking, man. Let's get it rolling.
Nice. And we got some. I think we finally got like a final cast together. Like and that's what I couldn't wait for to happen, was to get this final cast together. And I'm gonna start with iFraud.
What's up? The boy iFraud Gamer. Thanks for making me an official member, Kid Smooth. The Xbox shop is coming soon, so check that out. And let's get it going.
MVP really came into this podcast to troll us.
Really? Oh, all right, let me open the browser. And did Gretchen introduce herself? Gretchen?
Already. People are already leaving you, kid.
What happened?
No, my controller
Fuck, man.
turned off. I'm here.
Oh, I forgot you're doing it from the Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you can do that?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? I would have did that.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
Wait now. You gotta do that
I'm
next
Panda.
Panda.
FS Panda FTW or Fun Size Panda for the win.
I like that. Fun size panda for the. I know. We met at E3, right? But excuse me if I don't remember where exactly. Fun size. Are you short?
Yes. I was the one with the multicolored hair.
Yeah, and I think you're, other than the Crackdown person, no, but she had blue hair. You had multicolored hair. That makes sense. Okay, I got to look at that image again. But nice to have you. And so you like me to call you Panda?
Yeah. Panda's good.
Fun size Panda. I think I like that. But
either way.
Fun reminds me of those Halloween candies. So, but anyway, we're here. We're back in the flesh. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. There's only 5 of us, right? Okay. And
Kid can't keep up with 5 people.
Hey, it was almost only 3 of us, since we had somebody go rogue on us and kind of just like flame out. So
We won't talk about that though. We'll continue.
So moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward. Okay. So if you guys haven't been following over the weekend, I somehow made headlines for my outrageous claims in my Xbox One sales prediction by the end of the generation. I do play at Xbox, obviously, but I'm also on the Weapon Wheel podcast. And there was a question that was asked in regards to where do we think the total sales would be, I think, for like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One at the end of the console generation, right? And my initial guess, my prediction was like, I say the Xbox One will be at 80 million, and I think the PlayStation 4 would be at 105 million. Some of the panel members and some of the viewers in the chat kind of lost their minds at this prediction or this number, and I didn't see it was a big deal. I was like, hey, I'm favoriting PlayStation, which you guys all love to do. I gave them a 25 million gap. Like, that's the difference of them, and that wasn't enough. 25 million was too small of a gap to give PlayStation 4, and it became into this big debate. And I could not understand what was the problem with that estimate, but already videos are already out. People are tweeting me. People are like spam disliking my videos because of it. That's how much hatred I've gotten in response to it. I'm like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. It's like right now, if we could, the last projected number for the Xbox One, right, is 36 million, right?
Yep.
And the last projected number for PlayStation was like 60, right? So 65. That's about. You said what?
65.
I don't recall it being 65, dude.
I'm looking.
I feel like every time we have a conversation,
ahead.
that number jumps up like 2 to 5.
I swear it was 65.
So you take, you say 60 minus 36. That's actually, oh wow. So I initially thought there was currently a 28 million gap, but right now there's only a 24 million gap if those numbers are final. But let's take the 65 million. Let's assume they're actually sold 65 million units, right? Mm-hmm. 65 minus 36, that's a 29 million gap. I say in 4 to 6 years, whenever this generation ends, that 29 will drop to 25. And people thought that was asinine. So I wanted to us all to elaborate, because we're gonna be talking about Xbox One X, and I want to know what your guys' take on this. Where do you think the Xbox One will end up as when at the end of the generation, and what are your thoughts on this? Am I wrong? Am I like out of sight on this? Like, what's the problem?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. Okay. So let me put it into, so we all like basketball, right? So I'm gonna put it into like basketball terms. If I'm up 10 points, right, and we're going back and forth tit for tat, there's no way you're going to catch up, because I'm scoring and you're scoring, but I'm still ahead 10 points. So if you score and I score, I'm still ahead 10 points. So in order for Microsoft or the Xbox to close the gap, they will actually have to beat Sony in MPD sales. You see what I'm saying? They can't, they can't be a dead even in MPD sales, and you say, well, they're going to catch up. It can't happen. It's not going to happen that way. They have to actually surpass the PS4 in a lot of MPD sales in order to close the gap.
You're saying that what they have to do it, but the thing is, people are saying it's impossible. Are you saying it's impossible for this to happen in 4 years? Because you got to think about how, if you look at, this is how I look at it, right? I look at if you look at last generation, I think PlayStation overall total is like 1.5 million ahead of the Xbox 360 worldwide total. But when you look at their North American numbers, Xbox 360 completely blew out the PlayStation 3, 49 million to 29 million. And then you look at that 49 million, right? And then you look at Xbox worldwide total, over 50% of that was from North America alone. North America and UK technically carried Xbox 360 to 85 million total units, pretty much. If we're to think about that, and the Xbox One is not even, I don't believe, halfway there. They're not even halfway there yet in North America. So the thing is, a lot of people say, well, they have to win worldwide. No, they don't have to win worldwide. They have to win by a considerable margin in certain territories. No, they don't, because they never won in Japan. They never won in Europe. You know what I mean? They had one territory in Europe, and that was like the UK. They get slaughtered everywhere else, but they still managed to push out 85 million last gen off 2 territories. Like, I don't understand why that's impossible to believe.
If worldwide is beating America, you're not going to catch up.
Yeah, but now here's the thing: you're saying they're not going to catch up. Why aren't they going to catch up now? This is where people are getting this thing wrong, right? People are saying this, oh, well, because they have this lead or because they're selling this. PlayStation, right? People are assuming that the PlayStation 4 will continue to sell at this continued rate over the next 4 to 6 years. So they're just going to push out 12 million consoles a year the next 6 years. I don't. That's come on. That's not a realistic scenario. That is not a realistic scenario.
If they pump out exclusives like they've been doing, PlayStation 4 will sell. Period.
12 million a year over the next 6 years.
Hey,
we're halfway through the generation.
Look. All right, do I know what they're going to sell at like the end of the generation? I think that there's too many variables to really go over that. You don't know what any kind of exclusive Microsoft's going to launch down the road. They can end up launching a Halo 3 success rate at the end of the generation and pull millions of people. We don't know that. I mean, and, PlayStation can increase the gap doing the same. But do I think what Black Bomb was just saying is I think that he was just inferring that worldwide is with the United States in it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So you would have to like double the sales on the PlayStation on the Xbox in the States to oversee the gap. But when it comes to when the Xbox One X comes out, I think they might win the first couple months of that because it's a new product. I don't know how much the X is going to sell, but even if let's say they win from November and December, does that mean they're going to win past that? Like, who knows what when you put the perspective and you switch it, who knows what's going to happen after that? There's too many variables to really go out, and I do agree with Bond. They have to win. They have to win huge in the United States to offset the rest of the Microsoft and the rest of the world. But at the same time, you can't really like I said, there's too many variables to really dictate who would win in the long run. Obviously PlayStation is miles ahead of Microsoft when it comes to NPDs, and chances are they'll never catch up to that price. But kids' theory could be factual if they do launch like a hardcore exclusive in the next couple years, but we don't know that. They could be launching recores for the rest of the years. Like,
here's the thing:
there's too many variables. You can't go off. I mean, we're talking like 5 years down, because I do think that this generation is going to last probably just as long as last generation. Just because of this mid-generation lifespan. We don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. We don't know what any exclusives from both parties are going to be. I think we can say that PlayStation is probably going to they're going to sell well when Last of Us 2 comes out, like a lot. So you got to take that into consideration.
I think here's the thing, right? I think the PlayStation, it has a wide margin. I just don't think it's going to continue to drop 12 million a year. Did we lose somebody? I think we lost Panda. But I just don't see it selling 10 million a year. I just don't see that happening.
Even if they don't sell what you're saying that they won't sell, in order to close a gap, you have to surpass your competitor. So Microsoft has to win a lot of MPDs in a row in order to close the gap, because you're not closing the gap if you're losing or if you're at steady even. You're not closing the gap.
But who says that's going to happen? Like,
I mean, look. When it comes,
my problem with this whole situation is people are going out the way like, oh, it's impossible.
You said
it's not going to happen. And I'm like, but based off what merits? Like,
you said
the reason why. Go ahead.
I mean,
you said 12 million a year, right?
Yeah, because if you're at 65 million, it had to be at least selling 12 million a year worldwide.
Yeah, like if you take just the numbers they have now, they've supposedly been selling 1 million a month. So I mean that's not far stretch to say they could sell that in a year.
And the thing is, reason why I got with my number is because the
all right, Microsoft... Black Bond, I got to stop you dead in your tracks right there. Halo 5 actually did good numbers considering the install base it had at the time. So stop with that nonsense.
Got him.
Gears 4 is trash, but Halo, I ain't like.
We'll address the comments, and don't you dare disrespect Gears of War. We'll address the comments in a minute. But here's the thing. Damn, you made me lose my train of thought.
I've been at him.
All right. So here's the thing. Reason why my numbers were where I got to 80 million, because I feel like with the console refresh and with the Xbox One X releasing, I believe that it's going to do strongly, regardless of this whole people like, well, nobody's gonna buy it because nobody has 4K TVs and stuff like that. That bull crap. No, I think it's going to be.
That's not bullcrap. I think that's a legit, thing that they don't have going for them.
But the thing is, I don't think. See, Microsoft is not going to treat this like a soft launch. I think it's going to come strong. The sales are going to be positive, and I think it's going to sell a considerable amount. And I feel like, and mark my words, with the release of Xbox One X, the Xbox will overtake North America by 2018, early 2018, with the release of Xbox One X. I'm telling you that right now. It will overtake. It will be the number one console in North America. Still won't catch up worldwide or anything like that, because it's North America is the only place where it's within reach that they can sell a large amounts and overtake it within 1 month or two. You know what I mean? And I think with the release of a new console of this caliber and how they roll it out, I feel like it's extremely possible. So,
but Smo, you're missing it, man.
What am I missing?
Let's say even if Microsoft does overtake, PS4 in North America, for some reason you're not considering worldwide.
I am considering
Microsoft
worldwide.
Xbox has to beat PS4 worldwide.
No, they don't have to beat them worldwide to cut down $2 million off the gap.
I get that, but you can't. If they're selling better in the other overall districts than just the United States, they're not closing the gap. They're strengthening it. They're making it a lot more in that gap. They'd have to double the sales in the United States to even accommodate for the rest of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like is going to happen, though. That's what they only need 2 territories. They did it before, so why is it? I don't understand why is it impossible because they did it once. It's not possible to happen again.
Hey, John Bo. My bad. There's a lot of hardcores. I can't really state that. Like he says, no one's gonna buy it but hardcores. There's a lot of Xbox hardcores that will pick up the edge.
Yeah, and Xbox One at $499 with the Kinect managed to do 1.5 its first month out. So I don't understand. So I don't know why.
And that was at the beginning of the generation when no casuals were looking at the gaming market.
So I don't want to hear this whole $499 thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of stupid. Now it is dumb. They was able to sell millions out the gate with a Kinect, a 900p box, $500 that was less powerful than the PlayStation 4, but now a considerably more powerful $500 machine that's well worth it. It's just not going to do anything. So yeah, sure.
I think there is a game that was announced recently that I don't think people really look too much into. Is Battlegrounds. Like, Battlegrounds might push units if it does good on consoles. People, regardless if it's timed exclusive or not, Battlegrounds is a big game on PC. It's a huge game on PC, and there's a lot of people that would pick up an Xbox just to play that game on console.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, I'm actually going to download that today.
Oh, I'm picking it up, too.
I got to see if it has controller support.
I'm talking about when it comes on Xbox. I have.
That's day
I have
one,
a PC I can run it, but I kind of I want to wait for it on Xbox because I know more people that's going to play it on Xbox than PC.
Yeah, but I just don't see the idea how it's impossible for the gap to go from 29 million to 25 or 26 in a 4 years period. The only way I don't see it happening if it's PlayStation 4 continues to sell 12 million or more a year and the Xbox One continues to sell what it's selling a year. That's the only way where I don't see it happening. But I never see the console.
That's not true.
How is that not true? The gap is because of what they sold so far.
If PS4 keeps outselling Xbox, the gap is not going to close.
Well,
but I don't think it's going to continue to keep outselling.
What I just read is that the Xbox One X, once it releases, there's some people who are going to stick with the original Xbox One, and there's some people who are going to want to do that upgrade. But they're projected to sell 17 million units, putting them up to 63 million unit sales. And PS4 is steadily kind of selling their units, and they were at 60 million. They were above 60 million. So I don't see it impossible to close the gap.
But that's not closing the gap.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing about that, and I read the same article. That was what my video was based on. When that 17 million, they added the 17 million Xbox One X's in 4 years to the current sales of the Xbox One, which that number, the total final number, becomes flawed because they were like, okay, we're going to assume
it's in the bag, the orange pop.
That the Xbox is going to stop selling like right now, right? And then they're just going to add the 17 million over the next 4 years to Xbox One X to that total to get to 63.
Take it upstairs.
They're forgetting that the Xbox One S and the Xbox One originally
is still that juice. I'm over all your ass.
Is going to continue to be on sale.
Right.
They're also not considering the fact that, of course, price drops are going to happen. So that was a simple way to do it. Oh, 17 million plus whatever, how many millions, 36 million they got now, that's going to be this number. And I'm like, oh, no. The Xbox One S is projected to outsell the Xbox One X because it's going to be the cheaper console. So that number you can actually add, if I was to include the Xbox One S to the Xbox One X numbers they have over the next 4 years, I would add, honestly, you could safely add another 18 to 20 million Xbox One S's, since it's going to be cheaper by like $300 or so. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
yeah,
it's
it's
like,
for those people who don't care about like the 4K and the all that other stuff, yeah.
Let me ask you this question, Smooth.
Yeah.
Do you think the Xbox will outsell the PS4?
What?
You
mean it like in the end? Like I don't get it.
All right, look, MPDs is you're gonna have to go more like sales on a global. Like, don't say MPDs. MPDs is only the northern
global MPDs. Whatever.
The global MPDs?
No. Okay, worldwide.
Worldwide? No, it never has. I don't have that expectation for Xbox.
But our point is
them to win.
That you can't close a gap if they're still selling more with the other continents in play. Like, you literally, it's impossible.
Yeah, man.
Unless, like,
can't happen.
If you take now listen, kid. All right, if United States starts selling double, triple like you claim, they're winning worldwide. Then they're not losing worldwide because North America is part of the world. So they're
I know that. So I'm just saying
that's why people are going at you, is because you're saying they don't need to win worldwide. If they double the sales on if they double the sales on Xbox, they are now winning worldwide. They're not losing worldwide.
No, but the reason why I'm saying worldwide, because people are actually, because they keep bringing up Europe and Japan, like they have to actually start raising their sales in all these other countries. I'm like, no. That was like, they only need to, they can actually do this with North America and the UK, which I know is included. They're not separate from the worldwide. I've been to this. I wasn't arguing that. The thing is, whatever they sell, the numbers, they can do numbers that can outpace what PlayStation has done in multiple countries. It's happened before. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's happened before.
Microsoft can launch, a timed exclusive or even an exclusive that people go out in the horde to pick up. But it's like I said earlier, we don't know those variables. We don't know what Microsoft has down the pipeline. They could release one game on the caliber of like Halo 3. I remember when Mass Effect came out for the 360, those 360 timed exclusives that really put people to the better perspective. I think the best game they've had that's actually sold consoles this generation is Titanfall. I don't think they've really had a console seller since Titanfall. Xbox, not Xbox. Halo 5 was a good game. Gears of War 4 was a good game. But by the time these perspective games came out, the people who were going to play these games already had an Xbox. You need to convert casual and PlayStation people to come to the Xbox brand, and that's why I think people are sleeping on Battlegrounds. I think that's going to be the next game. If there is any game Microsoft needs to go out and secure permanently and exclusive, it's this game, and I think that is going to convert people. Regardless of what people in the comment section feel.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this, right? I don't think it's impossible. I personally feel like the gap is going to get smaller over the next 46 years rather than grow. The PlayStation 4 is going to continue to sell 12+ million a year until they cease production on it.
Then
it makes no sense.
You need to say that you feel that the Xbox is going to pick up in sales in the United States so severely that it's gonna outsell the PlayStation worldwide. Like that's why people are getting on you. You need.
But why do I have to say that if I kept it simplified? Like why?
Well, I get it, but you kept it simplified.
I kept it simplified. I said 80 million, 205 million.
You're saying the same thing they're saying, but you're not saying in the right terms that they're saying. Look, if it picks up in the United States, you know, if it doubles the sales in the United States, it's going to sell better than the PlayStation worldwide. That's all people want you to say is, you know, they have to have worldwide. Every time you say they don't need worldwide, the comment section gets 50, 60 comments longer.
My question is, I got a question for you guys because will the Switch overtake Xbox or close the gap with Xbox?
It just depends. It depends.
See how it's a possibility now? Even though the gap is there.
No. Time out. No.
The gap is there.
No.
It's about, oh my God. The gap between Switch and Xbox is about the same between PS4 and Xbox.
You do need to consider something in kids' argument. There is a gap. There is a ceiling that, you know, PlayStation can eventually hit where there's no more gamers buying games like that. And, you know, they'll get bored and they'll look at the competition to play games that they haven't played since the generation start. And people in the comment section, don't tell me that shit don't happen because it happened last generation when The Last of Us came out. And you had all those 360 people playing the same shit for 3 years. And they bought a PS3 because they had nothing to play because the PlayStation already hit its ceiling. It happens.
But with the Switch, the Switch is selling like goddamn game busters, man. You still can't find a Switch in a store right now.
I don't think that matters.
But listen. If Nintendo, you know, was smart and had, you know, more consoles, or, you know, what's that supply and demand shit. You know, right now they could be like at half of what the Xbox One is. If you really think about it, they could be at half of what the Xbox One is.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second. Someone said Xbox could sell 5 times more in the United States, so they bundled it with a PS4.
Yeah. I don't find that funny, but I see how I like how the optimism is there for the Switch to catch the Xbox or even overtake it, but it is not there with the Xbox taking 2 million off the gap from PlayStation.
You got a new
console coming out this fall.
Wait. You got to remember that the Switch won 2 MPDs. I believe it was 2. It might have been
Xbox won 4 last year, or 4 or 5 last year. I don't know.
Well, there you go, Smooth. They're already half. They're already half on the Xbox One.
Oh my God. Of course the Switch was going to win 2 MPDs. The console just came out. Yeah, like, it better have won MPDs.
But here's the thing, like, the thing when
they could have won more, but there aren't any Switches on the shelves.
The best thing would, you know, but here's the thing, like, if you actually had stock for the Switch, would people still be buying it right now? If everyone that wanted it at the launch could have got it, and people aren't, because my cousin is still waiting for one. If everyone could have got one that they wanted on the first month this machine came out, would people be buying it right now?
No. Nintendo is controlling the demand on their on the Switch.
What
is the smartest thing to do? They keep the demand high.
I'm not even saying they can't outsell the Xbox One. It's very possible. I'm saying it depends on what happens in the future of Nintendo. If this year they have a good first party lineup. You know, people say third party lineup. I don't really care about the third. I have a PC and an Xbox for that. But when I look at it in terms to what I want to play on the Switch, they have a good rest of the year. But my question is, what's next year? Like, they have a game that I'd like to play coming out every month for the rest of the year, but I don't know shit after December. You know, I could not use my Switch all of next year. So I need to see more from them to even give you, you know, if they're going to sell more or not. It just depends. They could sell good this year, and then next year, because they have no games, such a dry spout, they don't sell shit next year.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's smart what Nintendo's doing with the Switch. They're controlling the demand. You know, they put just enough to sell what they want. I highly doubt it's a fabricated demand, and they're good at that. You know what I mean?
But they've been doing this for years. They've been doing it since the Wii. People just don't remember that they did this with the Wii, and when the 3DS first came out, it's nothing new with Nintendo.
But just saying, I just think that I thought it's ridiculous how people reacted for me saying that in the next 4 to 6 years,
I just think it was
that 2 million could trim off the
I
gap.
just think it was because you were using the wrong words that you should have been using.
But how was I wrong word? I didn't say
Because
surpass them. I didn't even say
it's not even being surpassing. It's just that simple sentence that you kept saying to the weapon wheel is they don't need worldwide. Like that is the only reason people are going at you.
But I mean, how dumb do you have to be to think? Because it's pretty much so they're pretty much treating it as me saying equivalent to they don't have to sell at all to catch up.
All you were saying.
That's pretty much what they're pretty much putting.
All you were saying when you meant worldwide is you meant you need the United States because that's what their install base was last generation. You're saying they could get that back, but where you were losing people is when people were saying as of right now they're losing worldwide. You were losing people when you said they don't need worldwide. They do need worldwide.
I just realized it's 2017 and people are only getting dumber by the minute. So I apologize for my miswording because that people got so triggered.
See, right there, that's all you had to say is I misworded it.
I misworded it. I'm sorry that I feel bad for the people that's being born this year and later because holy crap, the dumbest thing you got to dumb things down so badly for like you have to be completely specific. I should have said the Xbox One do not need India, Chile, Asia, They only need California or Connecticut. So to do this, that's what I should have said, just so you guys can have a clear understanding. But go ahead. All right.
I mean, it comes down to how the internet is. I could clearly tell what you were saying, but you weren't wording it the way that you were saying.
But I'm still gonna say it, and I can't wait until this thing is all over. And I don't care if the gap freaking shrinks 500,000, dude. You guys are gonna hate me. I don't care if I have to lose every subscriber. I don't because it's just the fact that it's impossible. The thing is, it's impossible for 2 million to leave that gap, pretty much.
Hey, I will say something.
No matter what happens.
I will say something for the comment section. If they do come out with like a Halo 3, and they pushing out crazy amounts of numbers, you better be looking for Kitsu's channel because he's going at everyone. Like, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Ah, man. So we got that out of the way. I apologize because we didn't start this off proper because my OBS stuff was out of order. So I meant to ask you guys.
Blackbond, tell me. Hold on, I got to interrupt you for a second.
Okay.
Blackbond, tell me Halo 3 didn't push 360s. Get out of here, man. Come on. Blackbond tried to say 360s didn't get. He pushed out the Master Chief Collection that did nothing. That's because that's old games. That's nothing new. I'm talking about a caliber of a game like Halo 3 when the 360 was out. That matters that they had something like that. Stop trying to manipulate the facts to your advantage.
Yeah, Bond just said the Switch is outside the Xbox.
I didn't say. I said the caliber of that game on the Xbox One. I said that like 3 times.
All right, let's just ignore him for the moment because this whole podcast could be us sounding good. Because I can imagine this being on iTunes and we're just like yelling at it, NPC in Bond's words, like, and nobody's hearing what the hell he's saying for us to get us so riled up. So, all right, I meant to ask. We typically start off the podcast. I typically ask Dizzy, "Hey, what game are you playing? What was your last achievement earned?" Dizzy?
I think Dizzy.
You know exactly what I've been playing. It ain't nothing new.
Was it? It's still
Not one
Ark.
achievement.
Let's take a wild guess.
Not one achievement. Oh my God, Blackbond.
It's Ark. You're playing Ark, and you didn't earn a new achievement. I'm assuming that's a yes.
Of course, I didn't earn a new achievement. The only achievements I really need to earn on Art are the stripes that I earn in War. All right, Those are the only achievements I need to earn. All right, I'm not here to impress everybody else.
All right.
If they want to see me in the arc streets.
Kid got like 2,000 gamer score this month, man. He's actually starting to catch up to me now.
Fun Size Panda, what game are you playing and what was your last achievement earned?
I've been playing on different platforms because I play a lot of horror games. So, but on the Xbox, I'm very embarrassed to say that the last achievement earned was on Goat Simulator.
Goodness, regret bringing this woman on the podcast now.
But no, that was the last achievement I earned on Xbox. I've been playing different games. I played one that I got. It's a new indie game coming out called Vostok Incorporated. I've been playing that this morning, but I haven't really gotten on the console recently. I've been working a lot, so.
Okay, all right, and that's fine. iFraud, what game you've been playing and what's the last achievement you earned?
Like Goat Simulator 2, don't let him lie.
I've been playing Titanfall 2, and the last achievement was it was a mission based achievement. So whatever last mission that I completed, it was an achievement for completing the mission.
Nice. Okay, and Gaming Addict.
I've been playing XCOM 2 a lot of there's a mission where you fight an overlord. It's like pretty much like the king of the certain alien species you're fighting. Mm-hmm. So I knew the achievement was coming up, so I set up the entire cave, put everyone on Overwatch, shot him, he came out, and then I laid his ass out and got the achievement for killing one in one turn.
Yeah, I didn't ask for all that. I just asked.
You asked what achievement I got. I told you. Okay.
So when the achievement popped across the screen, it detailed all that, or did it just give you the name of the achievement?
Correct me. That's right. You ain't going to continue.
Well, hey, can I just say in my defense that I was trying to fall asleep when I was.
The last achievement I earned, I was playing Monochrona, and the last achievement I earned was worth 50 points, and the achievement was called The Ghetto. And I think the part of the game, I arrived in the ghetto, so I can't wait to finish that up today. It's a small indie game, but they are very rewarding on the achievements. You're getting like 50 per chapter or something like that, so it's good to go. But
how long is that game, Smooth?
I don't know. I didn't beat it yet, so it's probably like 3 hours or so like that. But it's taken me more than 3 hours to play because I haven't been playing it straight through. But a game is a game. I don't care how long it is or how. What the hell is going on with my door?
The hell is that?
Sounds like someone is trying to beat down his door.
Yeah, I have no clue. But what was he talking about when he left?
He was talking about our last achievement.
Monochroma?
Oh, well, you guys continue that conversation because I have no clue what that is.
I don't know either.
I've never heard of it either. It sounds like one of them off-brand games that you would get off of a mobile phone. Just happens to come to the store.
That's kid's journey to get more gamer score than me.
Yeah, but he's not alone in it. I'm not going to drop any names, but I know a bunch of people that have been downloading a lot of those sneak games where you get easy score just to up their score.
Oh, there's plenty of people. There's plenty of people that achievement hunt.
Yeah, definitely achievement hunt. But is that the only requirement in order to be considered a gamer?
No.
Oh no, I hardly have anything on my gamer score, but I don't earn achievement.
Used against others though. That's my question. Why is it the metric that's used rather than you can pull up time that you've played on a game, but the metric that you're going to be given is you're really not a fan of this because you don't have 1,000 or you haven't platinumed.
Yeah, I haven't really if I were to go to, Xbox doesn't have platinum trophies, a trophy to indicate you got all the trophies in that particular game. But I don't think I have one game that has every achievement, like, to be completely honest with you.
Nope.
I think I got one or two.
Let's not go into this conversation, kid. You don't have the right to go at me with this conversation. Look at this dude. He get all the achievements for Snoopy Dogg's Grand Adventure and wants to come at me for not getting them all on XCOM. I need a screenshot, sir.
We don't need to see the list of Telltale games you've played, all right?
Jack. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I just stopped paying attention.
No, fuck. All right, my bad. I think this whole time I came back and they couldn't hear me because OBS, my mic was muted. My bad, guys. What was I saying?
I think we
were
missed that
talking
whole
about
thing where you said you had more achievements or some.
Oh yeah, like I have a lot of 100% completed games done that aren't, completely Telltale games or easy like push a button game. I have some real games that are 100%, but I still haven't completed season 1 and season 2 of The Walking Dead, and I still have Guardians of the Galaxy for that to finish up. And I still got 3 more. I'm saving that for maybe July or August or something like that when I need to get a clean sweep. You know what I mean?
He's saving games for July. Well, who does that? Who saves games for a later month to get more gamer score?
Me apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
So we got what is it? What I wanted to talk about as well, because we were talking about the whole.
You think we should bring up the whole 6K Titanfall fiasco statement?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a nice discussion to have.
Wait, what are we bringing up?
Have you been following Titanfall 2 comments the dev made about running at 6K on the Xbox One X?
No, I haven't. I personally am not a fan of Titanfall, but that's just me. So that's probably why.
I mean, they could have got that shit running at 6K on the Xbox 360. Let's be honest here.
Come on, stop it.
Come on,
stop it, please.
It's using the old ass Source engine. Come on, Smooth.
So what? Doesn't mean it can run at 6K on the 360. I think it doesn't matter. It's impressive whatever game you're running at 6K. It's a shooter. The graphical settings is equivalent to some of the shooters we have here. I mean, it's not a bad. It wasn't. Titanfall 2 didn't look bad. I thought it looked better than Titanfall 1. I enjoyed Titanfall 1 much better. So to run a game at to have it running at 6K, and I don't know why people are freaking questioning if it was running at 60 frames or not. They might probably had it at 6K resolution, but I don't think they had it 60 frames. I'm like, I haven't seen a game running at 30 frames.
Yeah,
so why wouldn't it be at 60?
Danny in the comment section, he going at you a little bit, Fraud. He said 6K on the 360. 360 can barely do 720 at times.
No, but
that was a reach a little bit, Fraud. Just a little tiny bit.
But come on now, they're using the Source engine, the Source 1, not even Source 2 engine. Come on now.
Come
on.
This is never mind. I ain't converting
that old dated engine. Of course, it could probably do fucking 12K.
How many PCs? What card is running on Titanfall 2 at 4K 60 Ultra?
Who's trying to run their Titanfall 2 at 4K 60 Ultra?
I'm just curious if it's like I feel like every time Xbox One.
Well, we know one thing.
We
know one thing. It's not Blackbone.
Oh yeah, he can't run 4K. He can't run 4K. So like all he can say is 60 frames per second. But the thing is, he hasn't seen 4K, so I don't want to hear Bond in 4K speaking until he has something that's actually running 4K. He can trash this on 60 frames per second, but no. But I'm just curious, 'cause every time a game that is either announced to be native or at ultra settings comparison or above 4K, like with Titanfall 2, there's some extreme downplaying of the game's capabilities. Well, Forza is not a demanding title, so of course it's 4K on this. Titanfall 2 doesn't look good, so it's of course it will hit 6K. I'm like, what? It's like okay, so we're talking as if this was possible on our current consoles now, or if it was possible like last gen. And it's like everything that so far, every announcement that comes or every update that comes, it's now well it's not that big of a deal, it's not that good looking, it's not that demanding. You know how many non-demanding games is now available for the Xbox One that's doing 4K? It's just like, really? So none of these games are like demanding? I should be now with my 980 Ti, I should be pushing. If these games aren't demanding, I might double dip and buy some of these games on my PC and try to run them at 4K 60, and I'm gonna try to do ultra to test how demanding they are with no stuttering. So
yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like I said, like I've always said, I feel like this generation was ruined by resolution. I feel like the whole generation has been, secretly in the back, the strings are being pulled by people always taking resolution. I feel like that, people pushing so much for resolution because of the demand of people bitching about it, and people, because the console war damage, the damage control is severe when it comes to it. Especially at, the beginning of the generation, people were flipping shit over, 900p and 1080p. And, so the thing that I want to say is, like, I feel like that is the key thing to why we haven't, games haven't evolved. We're still getting the same games that we got in the 360, just a different title, and it's very few mechanical, adjustments. But the only game that I really see doing different stuff is indies. I mean, you can look at games like Shadow of War. I feel like that's completely different. No one else is doing. And I feel like resolution is to blame. I feel like people are trying to push for more, resolution and not trying to make the game overall better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Blame Sony. Blame the PS4 fanboys. They started this resolution crap at the beginning of this generation.
Yep. Yeah. I remember how it hasn't been that long, since a resolution gate, right? But it's crazy how every game, even when the Xbox One got a game, you know how a big deal that Titanfall was only 792p. Like, how much of a big deal that the extra power that Sunset Overdrive used wasn't to boost up the resolution in 1080p, it was to add more particles. You remember that? It was people were like, for every game Xbox, if it wasn't at 1080p, it was, it's a bust, it sucks. People were saying the game sucked because they weren't at 1080p.
Hell,
it was just like, what? It was like, go ahead.
What's that game? Rise, Son of Rome. Like, till this day, that game is still one of the best looking games this generation, and it was only 720p.
Which is now Rise was actually 900p.
Oh, was it 900p? Okay,
yeah, it was 900p. Which is now sad because I feel bad because there hasn't really been many games that surpass that visually wise. I mean, there's been I've seen there's been some good looking games this generation, but for Rise, Son of Rome being a launch title, the game's 4 years old now, and games are still not really competing visually with it. It's kind of I don't know if it's a testament to Rise or a knock against what this gen has offered us this year. Like I said, when we buy new consoles and whatnot, of course everybody's excited for games, but I'm excited for graphics.
If I were to blame you, I see people in the comment section saying it's not Sony fanboys, they don't make the games. I wouldn't even blame the devs. I understand where Fraud was coming from when he said that statement. He was mainly talking about the console war perspective. It was the Sony people that was going hardcore at the Xbox people over it.
Remember
I will blame
1080p makes you a better gamer. Remember that?
I will blame the media. They're the ones that was pushing the agenda.
Oh yeah, true, easily. Yep. You know how many people got so many clicks and how many channels made so much money on resolution? Like, and the fact that it boggles my mind that now 4K doesn't matter. It's the newest resolution tech that's there. We haven't fully embraced it or adapted to it, and yet we have machines that are trying to display 4K images, and it's not a big deal. We should ignore this. You know, resolution, 4K resolution is not the right target, but yet 4K TVs are selling out every fucking holiday season. But like, we should not be having we shouldn't have a product that take advantage of the newest technology in our TVs. Why not? Like, why is that a bad thing? I'm not gonna say 4K. We don't need.
I feel
4K
like
resolution.
4K that agenda shouldn't be pushed. Like, I feel like both
it should
both platforms. No, I don't think it should be pushed. I think making new consoles. They did it because 4K was the most talked about thing at the time, and I feel like that that's a mistake. I feel like these new consoles, the Pro and the the Xbox One X, I feel like both of them should have been pushing that 1080p 60 dilemma. And I don't understand how we go from 1080p to 4K. Like, I just don't get that. In the same generation, like, how does that make any sense?
Because that's what we game.
Because the resolution technology is moving faster than the gaming technology.
Game consoles follow TVs because that's what we primarily game on. So once 4K comes, game consoles want to take advantage of the TVs that are being bought, of the 4K TVs that are being bought.
I just don't agree with it.
Well, I mean, I can kind of see both sides. Like, I understand why 4K is so exciting, and because it's new, it's better resolution. But I agree with Addict when it comes to it should be more focused on not resolution, but the fact that it's a good game.
That's what.
Yeah, I don't think resolution is taken away from the value of how good games are. I mean, you know what I mean? One can argue, should they focus on frame rate? Should they focus more on story? You know, we've seen games move away from story based to more multiplayer based to free to play based and whatnot. I feel like the whole resolution thing. I don't think resolution is is bad for gaming. I feel like Resolution Gate was because it was so strong that it made people react to it. Like, developers react to it, publishers, Microsoft, obviously Sony, both reacting to it and using it as a marketing tool, using it as a selling point. I remember for that first year or two of PlayStation 4 and Xbox, where developers would come out on Twitter and announce the resolution of their game. I'm like, why?
Right.
Why is that necessary? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I don't even think people really know what resolution even is. You know, the people who screaming this resolution talk. I don't even think they know what resolution even is. And most gamers think that it means you're going to get better graphics. If you have a higher resolution, you're going to get better graphics. It just means the screen's
going to look more clear. It's going to look more crisp.
It just gives you a sharper image. Period.
Yeah.
That's it. You get a better draw distance. You get a sharper, cleaner image. It has nothing to do with
pixels
graphics.
on a screen. The pixels can work together and make a better, clear image.
Right. Better detail,
but if you have less, it's less they're doing, so they're stretching pixels. I mean, there's not a lot of people. I will agree with you. There's a lot of people that just screen resolution have no fucking clue how that shit works.
No clue at all.
Going back to the importance of making a good game, I was trying to think of an example of a game that looked amazing, but as a storyline, as a game in all, it was horrible. And I'm probably going to get a lot of very angry people with this, but Outlast 2 looked great, but it was a horrible game. It was.
Oh, they about to come at you in the comments section.
I think it was possibly. I think it was possibly story-wise the worst um, horror game I've ever played. It was so frustrating, but it looked beautiful. I'm not saying that, it was a total loss because the game was fun to look at. Like, it was really cool to see how everything moved, how it looked so real. But when it came to actually playing the game, I hated it. I hated it so much, and I couldn't even finish it because it was so bad.
Agreeing with you.
Yeah, because I heard I didn't play Outlast 2, but I was watching Jack Move stream it, BG stream it. I don't think Jack Move cared for the game.
Isn't that the game? Isn't it that the game Jack Move broke his laptop over? Was Outlast 2?
Was it? I think so.
I wouldn't put it past him. Hey,
Jack Move, if you're still in the comment section, call me if that was the game or not. Continue.
But it was, I caught myself having to keep a hold on the controller because I just wanted to throw stuff. I was so upset over this game, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be upset over this game anymore. I'm just going to set this controller down and say I'm done with it. And I'm so glad that I didn't finish it because after hearing, how the ending was of this game and everything with all that and watching the ending just because I could not stand to play this game anymore, I was like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't finish this game. But, I feel like they focused a lot on making the game look good when, the whole premise of everything was such a good idea. The whole idea of a cult and everything was on a parish was such a good idea, and they could have done so much more with this game, and I was really upset that I got so excited and was let down by it.
I never played Outlast, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 is definitely better than Outlast 2. I ain't even played Outlast 2, and I can G-stomp Outlast 2 to the ground already.
Yeah, I even heard when Resident Evil 7 came out that they said it was a ripoff of Outlast. So I mean, I have Outlast 1. I just didn't bother with playing it. I could do horror movies. I can't really do horror games like that.
Outlast 1 was actually really good.
Yeah, and that's why I have it. I hope. I probably try it, but it's just I don't know about when it comes to playing horror games. It's just it just doesn't do. I can't do them.
Well, you might be more of a quickly paced gamer, and horror games they're more slow.
Done that contest with you then, huh? For Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah. I tried Alien Isolation. The thing is, I own Alien Isolation.
Really a horror game though.
I actually like
it. Was pretty scary.
I own Alien Isolation, Outlast, The Evil Within.
Oh, did you beat Alien Isolation?
No.
I would love to see you stream that game, from beginning to end. That would be the most. Dude, I've seen you rage over everything, and that game pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah, I need to start streaming more, but I need to update my setup. I might have to move my Xbox One S to my monitor. And
look at this. He's giving up HDR to give you guys content.
Yeah, the HDR, I don't want to lose that. And that's why I was I want to buy an HDR monitor. But I think the only one that's out, or the only two that's out, is at $1,000. So,
right.
But
HDR is the truth.
Got to use that weapon wheel money, dude.
The weapon wheel money.
If you got a 4K TV with HDR, man, it's great. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Well, it's all right.
It's all right.
Have you played Horizon Zero Dawn?
Of course, I played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Hey,
that's one reason why I didn't want to stream it.
Don't bring it up. I'm joking.
Okay, you're right.
No, I didn't stream Horizon Zero Dawn as much because I didn't want to take it off my HD. I didn't want to take it off my I didn't want to have to turn it off. I didn't want to have to plug into another HDMI. I didn't want to have to plug it up to my Elgato. I didn't want to lose that fidelity. That's the reason why I didn't really stream it. I just play. I was like, fuck it, I'm playing, and I'm going to enjoy it for its visual beauty. Until they come out with something that can capture all that, then I would probably, stream those type of games. That's why one of the reasons I can't wait to the Xbox One X, because that's streaming that fidelity. Yep. And which I don't know, people I don't care if people don't care about that, but all Xbox needs to do
nice.
is allow you to stream to YouTube. But then, does YouTube even have 4K streaming yet?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If YouTube don't support 4K, why are we doing this on console?
Well, no, they do support 4K. Like you can get 4K videos, but I don't know about streaming.
Yeah.
Trash.
I just wish Microsoft bought YouTube. I know people are gonna hate me for that. I wish they bought because then we would be able to do it.
See, that's how you know Kid is real. In the same breath, he says, he says a statement, and in the same breath, he says, I know people are going to hate me for that.
Yeah, it's all right. Like, but what's there's some damn. Dude, we got to play Dead by Daylight, and we got to I know Dizzy's been waiting for that game. We got access to Raiders of the Broken Planet over the week, and there's another game. I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe there's another game I've just been holding out. But did we talk about Dead by Daylight last week?
We did it.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned it, but we didn't really get to go into detail because we got to play one match, and then we couldn't get into anything else.
Yeah, now we should have better luck with it because now a lot of my friends have been playing on Xbox Live, been sending me invites to play it and whatnot, and I still, to this day, have not escaped.
It's true. You came real close that one time. You got to the corridor.
Look, we should explain to the audience how that particular episode went. It was just me and Kid left. It was just me and Kid left, and Kid went the complete opposite direction that the door was at. And then when they grabbed Kid, I hauled ass to the door. I was like, well, if you got Kid, I'm using his misfortune to escape.
I mean, it was a sad point. Two of us had already made it through, and it was just you two left. And right at the corridor.
The stupid thing, it highlighted on my screen. And I thought I was running towards it, and I couldn't get that highlight to come up anymore, and it kind of just like screwed me up. So, screwed me up. I'm still bothered for this.
My only complaint that I would have about the game is I think the not the accuracy, but the range. I believe its range is a little bit further out than what it is telling you that it's at, because there's sometimes you get hit and there's no red rectangle around you or anything like that, and it just there's certain little things that do feel a little cheap about it. It's fun, especially playing with friends and everything. It's definitely a fun game to play. It's just sometimes it feels a little bit cheap with that. I think that maybe if they tighten that up a little bit, it'd definitely be a very, very fun game.
It is fun. I think I prefer Friday over that, but you can ask Dizzy. I was hardcore, when I get into that mindset that I like a game, usually I'm hardcore, fuck the competitors. But, I play Dead by Daylight. It is a fun game. I do enjoy Friday more, but I don't mind playing Dead by Daylight. But someone does have a good question, Kid. They said, do you think Cuphead should switch its release date because it comes out the same day as the NES Mini?
Hold on, time out. Somebody's playing like there's some feedback coming from somebody.
Just mute them.
I don't know who it's coming from.
Why does it sound? It sounds like somebody's playing a porno.
No,
who's out here on Pornhub right now?
It's Fraud Gaming.
It's Fraud. Okay,
yeah, just get in.
I don't know how to do it. There you go. He's. I think he's done.
But that's what he wants to know. He wants to know if Cuphead should switch its release date because it's coming out the same day as the NES Mini.
No.
I don't even
NES Mini.
No,
the NES Mini it has no effect or impact on a digital game sale. The NES Mini is probably already sold out.
They'll both sell. No. I don't think that they've opened up the sales for the pre-orders. They've announced.
I'm gonna pre-order it if I can. I'd like to pre-order it.
You better be ready to be standing in line and punching a 5-year-old child in the mouth if you think you're gonna get one.
Nah, Nintendo said they're gonna have
that
more.
Was your time. He's gonna have to wait his turn.
I think that shouldn't have any effect on any game releasing that day. Honestly,
I was just it's food for thought, like because I do think that is a pretty big product. Do you think it would interfere with the release date? I don't think it would because first off, maybe I'd have a little bit more perspective if it was more expensive. Because I do feel like if people have to choose between, a $60 retail game or getting, an $80 NES Mini, like especially, the older gamers, I feel like they might choose that because they can only pre-order that because once that product comes out, you're not going to get it ever again. Because we are talking about a Nintendo product, but like I don't think they've released the cup date, but it's supposed to be like $29, like $30. So I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, Cuphead's actually $20, I think.
Yeah, it's $19.99. Yeah.
I still think Crackdown's a better game than Agents of Mayhem. Sorry, Raven, I still think that.
Agents of Mayhem.
People are actually still oh my god.
Why we still talk about either one of them?
Because they're in the comments section.
Oh my lord.
Agents of Mayhem looks like straight garbage.
I don't even know what the objective of this game is.
It's Saints Row with a different name.
Yeah, that's
Saints Row.
It's Saints Row.
But Saints Row hasn't been good since the second one.
Yeah,
hey,
sad.
don't be talking
It's
shit
sad.
about my 3 and 4. Okay?
It's completely sad that Saints Row they had a gem that I felt was challenging not this Grand Theft. We on Grand Theft Auto 5? I felt.
It would GTA 5 would G-stomp any game they have this.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. No, I'm just saying Saints Row 1 and 2 I thought were better games than GTA 4.
Yeah, GTA 4 was trash.
I say that with confidence. Saints Row 1 and 2 I felt like
I agree with that too.
Better than GTA 4. I had so much fun with those games. So, but they went with this dumb crap. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm playing Saints Row or Destroy All Humans. That's what Saints Row is to me now.
I actually missed Destroy All Humans.
I do too.
Me too.
That was a really good game.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Man,
I loved it. I had a lot of fun.
What's
they bringing Psychonauts back?
Psychonauts? That would be nice. But
They're bringing
I've
that
been
back,
hearing the Psychonauts rumor for like a couple years now.
Yes, Tim
I
Schafer
thought it was coming back
been,
too.
Every so often, I get that little tad bit of info from good old Mr. Schafer. Yeah, he's working on it.
I could have sworn they announced it like a while ago.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I'm about to say I heard it, but I was like, I haven't seen anything.
Every opportunity that I get, whenever Tim Schafer tweets something out about that game, I make sure that I tag Phil and be like, "Don't forget your roots."
But anyways, do you have any other topics, kid, or are you already out of topics? You are the host.
Well, we were engaged in talks. We could take some questions
man,
for the crowd
what is wrong with you?
before we get to go. Even though I have one more topic, main topic I want to talk about that had something to do with the first topic, but I want to take a break.
Someone did have a funny question I wanted to bring up at the end of the podcast. If you were to, you're the Weapon Wheel host. They asked Jack, but I want to ask you, kid. Have you ever seen Prison Break?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to assign every person on Prison Break to a member of the Weapon Wheel, what would those people be?
Wait. What?
It was in the comment section. Someone asked Jack if you were to assign people from Prison Break to the Weapon Wheel crew, who would it be?
I can't do that because I wasn't a big fan of the Prison Break to know.
That was a good show, man. See, look at Kid.
I've watched it, but I mean, I haven't watched like you said. Do I know of it if I watched it? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch a season. Like to be brutally honest with you.
Yes, but I don't really see. Ask questions in the comment section. St. Rose is definitely not better than GTA. I will answer that right now.
It's better than GTA.
Better than GTA 4, yes.
Yeah,
I'd still rather go bowling with Nico.
Nah, I'd rather call up a buddy and help me take out some gangsters on the corner. So I'd rather
GTA. Yeah. I will say GTA 4 definitely wasn't the best, but the good thing was they finally got their feet wet with multiplayer online.
Yeah.
That opened up a lot of doors. If it wasn't for 4, I
Saints
mean,
Row-
Red Dead would have sucked.
Wasn't Saints Row the first game technically? Maybe not the first game, because I'm pretty sure there's all PC games that followed this monitor. But technically, like the first game, like to introduce raids. If you think about it, the way that it was like set up of like having to go and pretty much clear out enemies and take over like the territory, and how random that it was. Even though it was like a single player, I think it was only a single player game. I don't know if it had multiplayer. I think Saints Row 2 had multiplayer.
It definitely wasn't because Grand Theft Auto 2 did that.
Oh, did it?
Where you had gang interaction and everything, yeah, and you kind of had a gang meter. This is way back on the PlayStation. You had like a gang meter, and the more that you did with certain gangs, you'd make the other gangs upset. I think that there was 3 of them total, and so you'd have to kind of like balance it out so that no matter where you would go, you wouldn't just like get jumped by one gang or another. But yeah, they had a territory system like that.
There is a good question. He wants to ask the panel, which Sony studio would you like to have been on Microsoft's first party lineup?
That's easy.
Oh, this is easy. Yeah, this is really easy.
It's only one that I will want.
I'd say Naughty Dog.
I want God of War.
Dog, yeah, exactly.
Nah, fuck that. I want God of War.
You want Sony Santa Monica?
Yeah, I want God of War.
What do they have other than God of War?
I don't care. That's all they need. I don't like any of the shit Naughty Dog makes.
They got Deformers.
No, Ready at Dawn made that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Ready at Dawn. Yeah.
Look at you, like, maybe we did not pick the right person to be in the podcast.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anybody. Like, yeah, I don't really care. God of War's, no, not. That's not something. Honestly, God of War is not something I would play on Xbox if it was there. I'm just being realistic. I don't think I would enjoy God of War on Xbox. Just Naughty Dog based on the talent alone. I don't want any of their IPs. Yeah, we hear you. You there? AJ, you can't hear us? Well,
I could hear him for a second.
I can hear him now.
I can't hear him.
Because I don't think he's talking now. But I wouldn't want Naughty Dog just for Uncharted or anything. I just want them for the talent they have alone. So I could just imagine the type of games they would make for Xbox if it wasn't like freaking Naughty Dog. I would choose them to redo freaking Perfect Dark.
I don't know what I would want on the Xbox.
Gears is fine with the people that's making it.
What I would want on the Xbox, I know that the guy is not an Xbox guy, so I'm not even.
Go ahead, say his name. Your favorite guy ever. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, say it.
Kojima making Death Stranding, but he's a Sony guy. He likes to be Sony exclusive. I already know how he is, but I love Kojima.
That's a good choice.
Kojima, I don't like his games. He's overrated. His games are.
I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 5. I thought it was way too repetitive, but Metal Gear Solid 2 was the shit.
Sorry, my controller disconnected again. But no, I mean, I know a lot of people aren't like huge fans of him, but I've been a fan since a long time. Since I first got into video games, I've always been a fan of Kojima. He was the Silent Hill was the first horror game that I ever played. So it's hard for me to like see flaws. I guess I'm blinded just because I'm such a super fan. But like I've had a lot of people, come to me and say that, he's pretty much sold out already. But I think that moving away from Konami is going to be really great for him. Starting his own thing.
Sorry about that. I lagged out. I don't know what happened. But what are you guys talking about?
There you are.
We're still on the same question.
We're just listening to how much Panda loves Konami, or not Konami,
Not-
Kojima.
Not Konami.
Oh, she loves
Kojima.
Konami too.
You mean the dude that's about to cost Sony millions for nothing?
And that's exactly what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that disagree, but and like I said, I think it's just because I'm such a super fan that I'm blinded by a lot of the things, But I love Kojima. I had
Kojima's
all of his.
nice for a developer rock star, but I'll still take Cliffy B any day over Kojima.
I just don't understand how someone is so hyped, how people are so hyped for a title that we literally know nothing about. Like, literally. Like, when this game comes out, I honestly
it's the
think
same concept of Destiny with Bungie.
I knew you were going to bring up Destiny.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. People saw what Bungie was doing with Halo. Now they're making a new IP. It's going to be multi-plat.
Look what happened from Destiny's launch. So many people were disappointed. They're going to get to the point where this game cannot live up to the hype. It's going to be impossible for this game.
I can't agree with that because I can't agree with that because we saw what happened with Bungie.
In defense of Kojima, though.
With Destiny.
In defense of Kojima, Death Stranding does not have, any set release date yet, or they're just kind of saying 2018 at this point. We don't know anything, so it's kind of
a release date.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We don't know a lot about this game, but a lot of the people that are fans of Kojima have seen his previous work, so they're expecting, this. If they enjoyed his previous work, they're expecting this to be as good or better. So, I mean, it's just a trailer that's gone out for it, or like little teasers here and there, like saying, "Hey, this is what I'm working on." But once that trailer comes out and there's more information on Death Stranding, then I think that's when, the hype can really get real. But right now it's just his super fans that are excited for this game, I feel like.
They need to show gameplay. I'm ready to see what that game is actually going to be about. Instead of looking at
Ready
these.
to show gameplay. All they got to do is keep showing Norman Reedus. That's all. let's keep showing a naked Norman Reedus.
I'm actually really upset about the whole Norman Reedus thing.
This game's gonna come out and it's gonna be like a zombie shooter, completely different, like a third-person strategy zombie.
Cameron Kobe.
It might be an RTS.
I'd like if it was zombies.
It's actually a puzzler.
Gummies.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be like a puzzle game, but
like Tetris.
Tetris. What?
Exactly. See, he's brilliant. He threw you for a loop.
He's brilliant. He made Tetris fun.
I
put
feel
it
like
together.
everything we see in this damn trailer is going to have zero to do with the actual game. Like, I feel like they're just trailers just because.
I think it was a trailer to kind of be like in your face. I'm working on a game, like an in your face to Konami. I'm doing my own thing.
He gets fired 2 weeks later. He's signed with Sony, and he already has like a trailer up. I don't think you know what I mean. It's like
I don't think this game's coming out to the PS5. To be completely honest.
No, of course. Since there's going to be a PlayStation 5, it might be a PlayStation 5 launch title.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no time that it's definitely going to be released yet. But I was excited for PT, and I was really upset when it was canceled, and now I'm excited for Death Stranding, even though I know not too much about it. But I'm excited for it just because he's making it. But I am still, I wasn't super excited the fact that Norman Reedus was going to be the main character. Mm-hmm. I don't really care for anything with The Walking Dead, and that's all he's, that's what he's known for.
Mm-hmm. That's insulting to the
Well, he was a model.
Saints.
He was a model before Walking Dead. He was like a catalog model.
Well, I'm just saying, like Walking Dead is what he's known for. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's Norman Reedus," Well, I mean, and I don't know. I feel like it still would have been a good game even if Norman Reedus wasn't in it. But it was a smart move on him to put Norman Reedus and work with, whenever he was working on PT, and he had Guillermo del Toro in the teaser trailer as well. So I mean,
wasn't Norman Reedus going to be in like the new Silent Hill before that? Because that was like
yes,
PT,
he was.
right? Yeah. So okay, that makes sense. So
he's still working with the same people, but that's why I'm thinking like it might not be PT, but there's a lot of similarities in the trailer that make me think that he took some of the things from it and ran with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, believe it or not, actually, Kojima is actually a prime example of a actual corporate slave. He's not a corporate slave anymore, but he was when he was with Konami. Just to give you an accurate way to use the term.
It doesn't matter, because whatever happens, Jeff Keighley will always be his best friend.
Corporate.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley's everybody's best friend. Didn't you know
shout out
that?
to Jeff Keighley for leaking the Xbox One X price right before the show went live.
Jeff Keighley's a bitch.
So speaking of that,
That was
that was controlled. I have to agree with Dizzy.
That's
that was Microsoft asked him to do that.
You think Microsoft asked him to do that? Why would they ask him to do that?
Because
Weren't they like
there were
talking on Twitter?
So many people that were hyping this thing to be less than what they had initially said that it was going to be, because they wanted to completely ignore it, because we're going to do a fan favor. Yeah, I'm not putting names out there, but everybody thought that they were going to do a fan favor, thinking that this thing was going to be released at a smaller price than what they said this is going to be a premium console.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, we all a lot of us went off like the deep end with the $399 prediction. I don't even know where it came from. I honestly do not know where it came from, but I ended up buying into it, and it sucks because my initial predictions were I had two initial predictions. I had two SKUs, $549 and $449, and I was closer with that than falling for the $399 thing. It drove me nuts. So, but yeah, and the thing is, because people ran with that so much that they were disappointed when the actual price came out, and I'm like, well, why? We all expected it at first to be $500 plus dollars. After 6 teraflops, was like people were like, it has to be at least $600.
I was surprised at 500. I thought it was at least going to be about $100 more.
I was disappointed. I thought it was going to be 4. I don't know what I did, because only reason why is because a lot of people still have that $4.99 of original Xbox One bad taste in their mouth. So I was thinking that Sony would
listen.
Microsoft
If I go to a bar and I order a margarita and I just decide to get the well, it's going to come at a smaller scale than if I said I want something a little bit more premium, like throw a little bit of Patron in there. I'm going to end up having to spend more money for the Patron because it's a premium brand. We should have known this. They wanted to deliver a Patron.
I get that, and I get the whole premium console thing, but it's just the principle of the whole bad launch of the Xbox One, and I thought Microsoft would take a hit, because it's not like they're hurting for money right now.
They're still taking a hit.
No, they're going even.
Even at the
$5,
they're not breaking even. They're taking a hit on this.
No, I think Phil Spencer came out and said that they're breaking even.
Yeah, they're not losing because they're banking on software. But I thought they would take the hit, make it $3.99. That's a more attractive price when you go into a store than looking at a $4.99 price tag.
Well, of course, anything lower price sounds better. But,
right. So,
I mean,
and like I said, they're not hurting for money. So, I just thought they would take that hit and price it at $400 and then be competitive with the Pro, and duke it out. Both good price points. Let's see who can get on top.
While we're on the subject, because like I said, we did touch up on this a little bit, right? And then we'll do our trivia to give away some Xbox money right after this. So if you guys want to win some Xbox dollars, just stay tuned. We only got a couple more minutes in here. All right. So Xbox One X. We're just talking about the Xbox One X. Whether it's selling at a loss or whether they're breaking even, it's $500, right? A lot of people saying this thing's not going to sell. It's not going to make a difference, or people. So my question to each and one of you: what are your expectations? What will Xbox One X do? Will this thing sell? I'm not going to say what will it sell in the next 4 years. I'm going to give you guys its first 6 months to a year. What is what would the Xbox One X sell? Can we start with let's start with Fun Size Panda.
I don't know.
That's tough.
I think yeah, it is really tough. I think in the first year, I think it has the potential to do really good, but I don't see it doing as well in just the first year. I feel like maybe the second or third it'll do a little bit better. But I mean, that's just me, because I feel like people are going to look at that price tag and be like, no. I mean, of course, they want all that extra stuff that it comes with. They want the 4K. They want that. But I don't know. I just don't think it's going to do that great in the first year.
Dizzy being a savage in the comment section, saying people can go to Rent a Center and put what I'm like.
Yeah. Dizzy, what about you? Thank you, Panda.
What's it gonna sell in the first year? This is such a variable thing that I could see. I could see it doing pretty decent, because I think that there's a lot of Xbox gamers that do want to do the upgrade. I think that was very apparent whenever a lot of people got to the 1S, because they just wanted to make that move, even though they knew that Project Scorpio, or now which is Project 1X, is coming out. If I were banking on them, I could see you're probably going to make maybe $2 million on new. But I think that they're going to do a little bit more better with turnover, with maybe 3 to 4 million of people who own a 1S or a regular Xbox. Me being one of those with the regular Xbox. I think that those are going to be the ones that they convert first, and maybe 1 to 2 million of new Xbox owners.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Gaming Addict?
I think, we say 6 months or a year?
6 months to a year, whichever you feel like you
3 to 5 million anywhere in that facility.
iFraud?
I see it doing 1 to 2. I see it selling $1 million like launch day, and then kind of slowing down. In the remaining months to the 2 years. They need games to showcase it, and exclusive games at that. So that could really make or break. Like if they come with some good exclusive games, then I guess I can see it doing more. But 1 to 2 million looks like for the first 12 months, 1 to 2 million.
I think the pre-orders are going to open in August, and the pre-orders is going to tell you pretty much firsthand of like what this thing is probably going to be doing within like the first month. I think the Xbox One X within its first 6 months to a year can manage. I think it's going to do more than what PlayStation 4 Pro did. I think it's going to be a representation of the Xbox One sales than what the PlayStation 4 Pro is of the total PlayStation sales. And I think PlayStation 4 Pro is sitting at like maybe 20% of PlayStation 4 sales. I think the remainder is Slims, and I don't think it's going to be like that with the Xbox One X. And I feel like they're going to have probably some crazy trade-in program. I just see it now. It's still like, why are they taking so long for these pre-orders? I think they're going to have something that's going to entice people to want to do it to make this console cheaper. But I feel like the Xbox One X, I'm still along the lines of what a Gaming Addict said. I think 3 to 5 million, and I think within the first 3 to 6 months, and I feel like it's going to be not 3 to 6 months, 6 months to a year, and I feel like out the gate I feel like it's going to have a high number. And
I mean, if
3 to 5 million though,
that's not really a lot. If you look at it from like A year, okay, but look,
It's projected to sell 17 million in 4 years. That's only 4.5 million.
Now, listen. Okay, it's coming out in a holiday season, and then a year from there, it's gonna hit another holiday season. I see it probably doing 1.5 million just this holiday season, and then selling maybe a couple million all next year, and then do maybe another million or two next holiday season. I mean, it's not a lot. Like their pre-order for this will probably be up during the holiday season. It's going to do numbers.
And shout out to King Lux. He said the S is definitely going to outsell the X. If the S outsells the X, which I think it will, with these projections, the Xbox One will definitely win a lot more NPDs over the course of the next 12 months when the Xbox One X is released. I think that's a given now, because this thing is projected by the quote unquote professionals to do 4.2 million pretty much a year, right? And then the Xbox One S has to outsell that at a cheaper rate, which it should. So is it going to double it? Is it going to be for every one X1 X, 1.5 Xbox One S's are sold, or is it 2, or is it 3? Who knows? But I feel like the Xbox One X is going to have a bigger impact than most are expecting, and I say, and you'll see that in the NPD wins, and I won't be surprised if Microsoft gives an update of where they're sitting at total for hardware sales. So
Question.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win NPDs for the holiday season?
For the holiday season?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be somewhere either, I think Xbox or Switch.
Okay. I was thinking Nintendo too, because
if the Switch has the stuff in stock, if they stock well, they'll either, because at that point they won't be the cheaper console, but they will be the most wanted console because it's still hard to find.
The question is, can the Switch keep up with the demand? That's the question. Like when you're looking to buy these products and you go to GameStop, Walmart, and the Switch isn't there, you might look for another console.
I think that you misspoke yourself. You were talking about kid misspeaking. I think you misspoke. It's not can they, it's will they keep up with the demand.
Well, they got Mario coming out. They got Mario Lost Odyssey coming out, so that's going to be a huge system seller this holiday season.
I think the Switch will. This is what I think was going to happen. I think Switch will win October, Xbox will win November and December. I think Switch will win. I still think Switch could. They lost this month, right? They should win June and July. I think Switch will win June and July. August, PlayStation would take it. September, October, I think Switch will take it, and then November, December, January, February, I think Xbox is taking it.
South, if you think Nintendo's bundling anything with the Switch, you are mistaken. I highly doubt they'll do any kind of bundles,
especially if there's no supply. I can see if they were overstocked. They're not bundling the Switch with any games. No, because they're selling as soon as they get into the stores. Like, I got a text message from GameStop, and it said, reply if you want to be contacted to order your Switch. Yeah. I'm like, I replied anyway just to be an asshole. I just replied just so I can have that number. But it's like, is it really that crazy? I'm about to pack up my Switch right now with extra Joy-Cons, with Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, and ARMS, and sell that thing. I'm about to sell it with a 120 gigabyte memory card.
And then his ass is going to pick one up in 6 months.
You can have it for $450. You're getting a whole lot with that. So I'm about to sell it for that. So, but it's almost time to break out. It's 9:00. I appreciate you guys rocking with us for this just over an hour and a half. We got some trivia. We're gonna put some money in your pocket. So not no real money. We're gonna put some Xbox dollars. So if you're a pony in here, this trivia is not for you. So my buddy Gaming Addict, aka Laura Addict, will give you guys the trivia question. The first person to answer this correctly, we will hit you up in your Twitter inbox. So please give the correct answer with your Twitter handle in the chat, and we'll let you know if we got the right answer. I haven't even seen the question yet, so I might not even know the answer. So AJ, the floor is yours.
like Kid Smooth said, put your Twitter in the comment after your question, after your answer. I figured out this week I'd make it something that not a whole lot of people would play with an Xbox, so it's going to be a Halo's Wars question. How many years is it between the first Halo and the second Halo Wars 2? The first Halo Wars and the second Halo Wars. How many years is it between those two?
Oh yeah, you're the only one that knows this question because I pay little attention to Halo Wars 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, they're gonna have to Google that one.
Wait, how many years between Halo Wars 1 and Halo Wars 2, right?
Nope. Wrong. in the game, not in development.
In game time. Yeah. You gotta rephrase
not 9
that.
years.
Not release dates. We're talking about the events from Halo Wars 1 to the events of Halo Wars 2. What was the time gap between that and video game years?
What's funny, Lord Cognito, it says it in the first 5 minutes of the game. You should know it. I know I got you that further than that. But Lord Cognito is exempt. He can't answer this. Oh, right there.
Who got it right?
It was South. It's 28 years.
South who?
Yes, South whatever line. I don't know. Is South Star line online.
South Star line.
Yeah.
Please put your Twitter link. In
How can you be more specific than how many years is between a sequel and a prequel? I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah, South Star Online, please put your Twitter handle in the chat so we can find you on Twitter. We will follow you. You gotta follow me back if you're not following me, so I can put your direct message you this code. It's gonna be an image courtesy of Tim Dog, who will be here on our next episode. Shout out to Tim Dog, Beastfire Tim Dog, for supporting us in such a way to help us get this giveaway out. But South Star Online, please give us your Twitter handle, and we'll send this right over to you. Okay. But anybody, you guys, anything else you want to give your, your outros, your goodbyes? We'll see you next week.
Definitely. I'm on the Iron Lords podcast. Definitely check that out. Well, it's usually Sundays at 1, but for this week, because my host is going to Destiny Con, which is Guardian Con. Yes, there is a convention for Destiny. He's going to that this weekend, so we can't have it Sunday. We'll be having it up Monday, but definitely check that out. Follow me on Twitter, Iron Lords Podcast. Follow me, Gaming Addicts. Definitely check out my Addict show I'm having probably Wednesday. I'm gonna have it on Did Resolution Ruin the this gaming generation? But thanks for coming by.
Fun Size Panda.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited to continue with this podcast, and you can follow me on Twitter. It's just my name, Gretchen Tabor, on Twitter.
You know what's funny? We know South looked that up on Google. We had plenty of time to do that too.
Dizzy.
Alright, y'all. Thank you once again for having me on here. You can follow me at Twitter at iDizzy81. Same with Xbox. If you want to follow me on Xbox, I can't guarantee I'll play with you. I'm always hiding offline. You got to do that playing art. People try to join your stuff and just go fuck with you. So I'm always offline, but you can definitely follow me on there. Shoot me an invite, shoot me a message, and whatnot, and yeah.
Correction, active. This is the third Destiny Con.
And iFraud, let them know where they can find you.
Say the best for last. Hit me up on Twitter, iFraudGamer. My channel is iFraudGamer Live, but it is getting rebranded to the Xbox shop. I'm on PSN and Xbox. iFraudGamer for Xbox. iFraudGamer24 for PSN. I said Twitter, right? iFraudGamer for Twitter. iFraudGamer for YouTube. iFraudGamer for everything. So check me out.
All right. You guys know who I am. It's Kid Smooth, leaving you guys with Xbox is the best spots. I am the best spot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We'll see you guys next week. We out of here. Peace, guys.
Oh, you about to go to bed.
I need to get something to eat.
Man, Patty, you had a few people in there. It's like, who's this chick? I need her Twitter.